You get paid. You feel relief. Within 2 weeks, the money is gone and you are counting days until the next paycheck. Sound familiar? This cycle is not your fault. It was designed around you, and millions of Africans are trapped in it right now. Today, I am going to show you exactly how you fell into this cycle, why it keeps repeating, and a clear step-by-step process to break out of it permanently. Welcome back to African Wealth Code, where we teach everyday Africans how to build real wealth from nothing. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video every Friday. The paycheck to paycheck cycle does not happen overnight. It happens gradually through a series of small decisions that each seem harmless at the time. It starts young. You get your first income, whether from a job, a hustle, or a gift. Nobody teaches you what to do with it, so you spend it on what feels good in the moment. Clothes, food, outings, things that make you feel like you have arrived. Then the money runs out and you wait for the next amount to come in. This pattern repeats, month after month, year after year, and slowly it becomes your normal. Then life adds pressure on top. Family obligations, rent increases, children, medical bills. Each new responsibility eats into income that was already fully spent before it arrived. Social pressure makes it worse. In Ghana and across Africa, there is enormous pressure to show up at funerals, weddings, and celebrations with money you may not have, to dress well, to buy credit for people, to maintain a certain image in your community. And so the cycle deepens. You borrow to meet obligations, you spend your next income paying back what you borrowed, and there is never anything left to build with. This is not weakness. This is what happens when nobody teaches you the rules of money management from the beginning. No, the first step to breaking the cycle is the most uncomfortable one: complete financial honesty. Most people in this cycle avoid looking at their numbers because the numbers are painful. They have a rough sense that things are not working, but they do not want to see exactly how badly. This avoidance keeps the cycle alive. You cannot fix what you refuse to measure. Here is what to do. Take 1 hour this week and write down every single source of income you have. Then write down every single expense from the past month. Every bill, every food purchase, every transport cost, every amount given to family, every loan repayment, everything. Add both sides up. The difference between what came in and what went out is your starting truth. For most people, this exercise is shocking. They discover they are spending more than they earn, or that they have almost nothing left after obligations. But this shock is valuable. It is the first moment of real clarity most people have ever had about their finances. You cannot begin a journey without knowing your starting point. This is your starting point. Once you see your numbers clearly, the next step is to sort every expense into 2 categories: needs and wants. Needs are non-negotiable. Food that sustains you, shelter, transport to work or business, basic utilities, medical expenses. Wants are everything else. Extra data bundles beyond what you need. Eating out when you could cook. New clothes when you have clothes at work. Contributions to events beyond your means. Subscriptions you barely use. This is not about suffering or deprivation. It is about temporary clarity. Go through your expense list and mark every item honestly. Then look at your wants column. That column contains the money that is currently preventing you from building wealth. You do not have to eliminate wants completely, but you must reduce them deliberately until your income consistently exceeds your expenses. That gap, however small at first, is where wealth begins to grow. Now that you know your numbers and have identified where money is leaking, the next step is to create a simple spending plan before each month begins. A spending plan is not a punishment. It is a map. It tells your money where to go before it arrives so it does not disappear without direction. Here is the simplest framework to start with. When your income arrives, divide it into 4 parts. 50% goes to needs: rent, food, transport, utilities. 20% goes to savings. Put this away immediately before spending anything. 10% goes to investment or building. Your side business, a skill, anything generating future income. 20% goes to lifestyle, wants, social obligations, personal enjoyment. This is not a perfect formula. Adjust the percentages to your reality. The point is to give every CD a destination before it arrives. When money has a plan, it behaves completely differently than money left to flow freely. One of the main reasons the paycheck to paycheck cycle is so hard to break is that any unexpected expense immediately wipes out progress and sends people back to borrowing. Before you focus on investing or growing wealth, you need a small financial buffer, a safety net that catches you when life happens. And life always happens. Your target for this buffer is 1 month of basic expenses. That is all. Not 3 months, not 6 months, just 1 month. If your basic monthly expenses are GHS 800, then your target buffer is GHS 800 sitting in a separate account that you do not touch except for genuine emergencies. Build this before anything else. Save aggressively until you reach this number. It may take 2 months, it may take 4, but once you have it, the entire cycle changes. The next unexpected expense does not send you back to zero. You handle it from your buffer and then rebuild it. No borrowing, no panic, no reset. This single buffer is the difference between people who gradually escape the cycle and people who keep returning to it. Breaking the paycheck to paycheck cycle through cutting expenses alone is slow and painful. The faster path is to increase what comes in while controlling what goes out. You need one additional income stream. Not 5, not 10, just 1. Look at what you already know how to do. What skill do you have that someone would pay for? What service could you offer on evenings or weekends? What could you buy and sell for a small profit? In Kumasi and across Ghana right now, people are building additional income through food selling, digital services, buying and reselling goods, teaching skills, offering errands and problem-solving services, and creating content online. You do not need this additional stream to replace your main income immediately. You need it to create a gap. Even 200 GHS extra per month changes the equation. It gives you something to save and build with beyond what your main income allows. Start small, stay consistent, grow it gradually. That additional stream is your way out of the cycle permanently. I want to be honest with you about what escaping this cycle actually looks like in real life because it is not dramatic or fast. Month 1, you face your numbers and feel uncomfortable. You create your spending plan. You start saving whatever small amount you can. Month 2, you adjust your spending plan based on what worked and what did not. Your savings grow slightly. You identify one additional income opportunity. Month 3, your buffer is slowly building. Your additional income stream is starting. You have fewer moments of panic because you have a plan. Month 6, your buffer is complete. Your additional income is consistent. Your spending plan is a habit, not an effort. Month 12, you have savings beyond your buffer. You are starting to think about investment. The cycle is broken. This is real. This is achievable, but it requires patience, honesty, and consistency every single month. There is no shortcut. There is only the process done faithfully over time. The paycheck to paycheck cycle is not your destiny. It is a pattern, and patterns can be broken. Face your numbers, separate needs from wants, create a spending plan, build your emergency buffer, add one new income stream, and trust the gradual process. 6 steps. No overnight transformation, just consistent, honest work every month until the cycle breaks. Share this with someone who needs to hear it today. Subscribe to African Wealth Code for more every Friday. And remember, wealth is not luck, it is a code. And today you just learned another piece of it. See you next Friday.